anyways, hi. Today we're gonna talk about cotton. So, this is cotton. These are cotton. This towel is cotton. Basically, a lot of things are cotton. So it's pretty important, yeah? So, if cotton's super important and everything is made of it, you would think that you'd want to make more of it, and you'd want to make it more efficient to make more of it. Cotton here, cotton everywhere. So why not genetically modify some cotton? They do it for tomatoes, they do it for potatoes. Why not cotton? They did. This stuff is called BT cotton, and about a third of all our clothes are made out of it. It's pretty popular. So BT cotton is a thing called a transgenic gene, which means that it had a gene from a different organism or species inserted into it. In this case, BT toxin was inserted into the cotton genome. So how it works is that it's activated by a certain pH. In this case, a really high one. So say a bug eats the cotton. The pH of its stomach will probably be around 9.5 if it's a cotton ballworm. Cryotoxins will then start to dissolve the inner lining of the bug's stomach, killing it. Yay! No more bugs. The good news is that because it has to be activated in really high pH, if humans were to eat the cotton, which we do, it's in cotton oil, it won't affect us. Because the pH of our stomachs is around 2, and that's like on the complete opposite end of the pH scale, so we're safe. Something to make you feel even safer is that there's an entire protocol from the United Nations with rules about GMOs. GMOs being genetically modified organisms. This protocol is called the Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety, and it's really long, it has a bunch of words, it has a bunch of paragraphs that all mean the same thing, like a lot of legal documents do. But some of the highlights of it are that if you have a GMO that's being imported into your country, or that you're like exporting one, you have to actually label it as a genetically modified organism. And you have to provide documentation so that the country getting it will be able to assess whether it's safe or not. The UN also has a large file and all information about most of the GMOs right now, so that's pretty handy too. And also most governments have a part that decides whether or not GMOs should be safe and legal in the country. Like in Canada, genetically modified tomatoes are allowed, but in some parts of the United States they're not. And basically everywhere, genetically modified cotton is allowed. BT cotton is one of the most common types of cotton in the world. It's grown in the USA, China, India, and a bunch of other places. But why did they even decide to make BT cotton in the first place? Well, think of it this way. Before they made an insect-repellent cotton, about 50% of crops were lost annually, give or take depending on the country. That's a lot of crops, and because of that, it meant that cotton was more expensive and more difficult to get. And hey, BT cotton managed to increase the cotton industry in a bunch of places, like India. Bigger industry, more jobs, it's pretty cool. Too bad BT cotton isn't all happiness and rainbows and sunshine. There's some bad things about it too. So one of the things is when workers were exposed to BT cotton for too long, they developed allergies, and not just like the sniffles and some watery eyes, but full out skin irritation, eye irritation, trouble breathing. Most of them had to go to either a doctor or the hospital. Allergies aren't too bad, you say? Well, when sheep harvested on BT cotton, about 25% of them died within a week. And not only sheep, but it happened to cows and pigs and other animals that were fed BT cotton. Still, it was 25% or less, but considering that we eat these animals, questions are raised about how safe it is for us to eat animals that died because of these toxins. And that's not all. There's also a bunch of news articles about the suicide rates in China and how BT cotton supposedly increased them. There's no actual proof, but there's also no proof that it didn't, so the articles are still out there. Do you think BT cotton should be used even though there's these dangers? In my opinion, yeah. BT cotton is a big part of our world. It's used in our clothes, our cotton oil, even coffee filters, and simple things like that. The genetically modified cotton is already being used a lot everywhere. About 50% of China's cotton is genetically modified, so should we just tear it all up? The BT cotton managed to become a really huge part of our industry, and not only that, it expanded the industry. Genetically modified cotton managed to increase the amount of cotton harvested each year. Not only that, it gave India some jobs, which is pretty damn cool. What do you think? Should we use genetically modified cotton? Yay or nay? Put your opinions down in the comment section below. Bye!